All right, my name's Billy. You guys know me. I've won many different card tournaments. This is Donovan. We've been playing cards for years. You've not been playing as long as I have. But how long have you been playing? Ballpark it.
Ballpark it. Let's go with 18 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. By the way,
I don't want to say how long I've been playing. I feel like I'd be old if I said how long I've been playing, but I've been playing since high school, so a little bit longer. Okay, listen. We're gonna. If you read the title, stick with us. Don't just leave your instant hate comments. You'll listen fully to the points. If you don't play card games and the algorithm gave you this video, listen to it. We're going to get really heated. It's going to be entertaining for you, I promise. Let's get into this. I want to talk about the game Grand Archive, and we're going to talk about the best way, you listeners here, like let's say you get robbed, okay? And someone steals all your cards, you never had any cards. Or maybe you stole someone else's cards, you have a bunch of cards you don't know what to play. This is currently how I would say you'd get into the game. Now, the starter deck Lorraine is old as dirt. It was here since almost the beginning of the game. It has Clarent in it, all right? It has a lot of the Win staples. It has a lot of the Crux staples. And so you can, if the Ghost of Pendragon is like the key component in that deck, and it's expensive. So if you don't want to run it, you can run Wind Ally. Just take out the Crux stuff, put in the Wind stuff, chase the other half of the Wind staples. There you go. You got yourself a fairly competent, I'd say tier 2 deck. Like you could go like Wind Wake Up if you want to spend some money, but there's that.
Wait, what part of Wind Wake Up is expensive?
The mirror. They use Looking Glass. The Looking Glass, because then they'll use Ranger Strides to give a Ranger unit 8, and then they have second wind to wake it up for a +1 attack. So it's like range 8 on a Ranger unit. You give it distant, you attack with it. I know it's messed up because you're like, why aren't you using a Ranger? No.
Yeah, in Lorraine, like I see it.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot of moving pieces in one go.
It's decent. I mean, I don't know. It's not. I think Wind Wake Up's like a tier A deck. I don't think it's S, but it's probably tier A. It's expensive though, like I said. It's just less in card invest. Like that's less investment you have to make for card advantage because you're using material deck card for the power up bonus instead of like a bunch of cards in hand.
Yeah.
All right, so the Lorraine deck's pretty solid. If you want a newer starter deck, like something in print, I think honestly, I've seen people at our locals. They just took the CL starter deck and essentially just made top 3 with it.
Yeah,
that thing is so freaking strong. Don't get me wrong, like you really do want to change it. Like the CL builds use more expensive like cards for it and everything. Like there's ways to definitely improve it upon it, but it really is just that good, and it's a starter deck. So we're gonna get into why that's bad in just a second here.
Well, would you say it's the best starter deck at time?
Like, is it better than Lorraine? Because the thing about the Lorraine starter is, okay, I guess I should mention this.
Just box to box.
Okay, let me just mention this quickly, though, because I forgot. This is an important question. Thank you for reminding me. You can proxy as Vault the Clarent Reimagined. So when you buy the Lorraine starter, you don't even have to buy anything else. It's kind of included, in a sense, for my sake of argument, just because I want to be right. And then you get yourself, like, a really powerful way to deal damage. Clarent Reimagined can seriously just counter a lot of the burn decks by itself. Like, you don't even need a good Lorraine deck. You could just use Clarent Reimagined. And some decks are just like, I fold, So you're asking me if CL is the best one. Okay, let's just quickly go over them. There's Lorraine, which we talked about.
Lorraine is solid.
Believe it or not, the Rye deck's not bad. It sucks to play out of the box, but like the staples in it has some decent fire staples. If you look at it, what comes in it, it's got like the cremation.
I've never looked in my life.
I think it has cremation ritual and creative shock.
Those have both been reprinted though.
They're both at 2. I know. Yeah. I'm just saying it's a decent way to start. It's not good. It's not the strongest at all. I'm just pointing that out. Then we have the Alchemical Revolutions, and I want to get into those later. And then we're going to get into those soon, actually. And then, I guess it would be. There's no contest, actually. The CL starter, in terms of starter decks, CL is the strongest one, for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's old Diana and new Diana. It's like, I don't even know what's in the old Diana.
It was Fire Diana. It sucks.
Okay.
New Diana also sucks out of box. So.
I think new Diana's good.
Out of the box? See, I saw your belt change a little bit.
There's a couple of choice things that are less good than others, but as a whole, I think it's solid.
It's a pretty good starter deck, but it's not Okay, I think you saw the results of our starter deck tournament when it was CL versus Water Day, and I think we saw how that ended up. Okay, fine. So yeah, we both agree that CL's the strongest one, but there are definitely some other ones that aren't bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, in that starter deck tournament, I used Diana, and I think only 2 people use CL.
Yeah.
And just like, damn, this guy is nuts.
Well, against Diana especially.
Yeah.
Because you're just okay. The problem with the Diana structure, we're getting out of topic, but I'll briefly say this, and I think you'll agree with me. The one ally she had, so there was like a taunt ally, which was fine because I was shieldmate. That stupid captain or whatever, that water guy. Oh, he's so freaking bad. And you're just looking down, you're like, how am I going to win? And the problem is the CL deck, but the second you put down the Taunter, because CL also had Stalwart Shieldmate, you're like, it's Jover. I can do like 20 damage, but it's going right into a 2 damage ally that you want to die. This is Jover. Okay, so getting back on topic quickly here. Slimes was debatably the bottom of tier A in competitiveness. Like in competitiveness right now, I'd say Slimes... They do top once in a while. Maybe the B tier. Would you say the B tier?
When you say Slimes, do you mean the Recollection deck?
Yeah.
Is that the same as a starter deck?
I'd say the best way to start Grand Archive, the best way to get into it. Like, when we talked about the starter decks, I do think that's a good distinction to make, though, because, like, there's not $90 for the starter deck. So, let's start with the best way to start Grand Archive if you wanted to have a more complete package. That is Slimes. But everybody likes to say, Slimes is like, oh, they're going to say, like, Slimes is like tier A and tier S in terms of starting, too. No. Let's compare that starter slime deck, the Recollection deck, to other trading card game premium products, okay? Slimes is straight mid-B tier. The pros are going to hate me saying that. The community's going to hate me saying that. Okay, this is how I define a good premium deck. And, bundle deck, okay? In the comments, I want you to leave if you agree with me or not. Can you take it out of box to locals and stand a chance at making top 3? Like, no modification. You take it to locals. Can you make it top 3? Because let me tell you something about Yu-Gi-Oh! We're going to go into Yu-Gi-Oh! For a second. We're going to go into Pokemon here. In Yu-Gi-Oh! There were structure decks. You bought 3 of them. You mashed them together. And yeah, not every deck was a winner chicken dinner, but it's better than Grand Archive's record. And you would stand a good chance of just doing like Lightsworns, okay? You get 3 Lightsworn decks, you put it together. It was almost as strong as a normal Lightsworn deck, like one that you bought extra stuff for. I want to get into that little example a little bit more detail later, but like just keep that in mind of what my definition is. Like, okay, and you know the problem with Sylvie? The problem with Sylvie is the problem that 90% of these Recollection decks have, and why they're unplayable out of the box, you know what that is that Weebs refuses to put Dungeon Guide in them. We don't want to tank the value of this $25 card, even though other card games reprint staples and tank their value. Something gets printed, something tanks. That's how it works. And the problem is, when you don't do that, you end up in this situation where Slimes could have been an S tier deck to start, because it came with the 4 Dungeon Guides, right? It would work right out of the box. I don't think Slimes needs Guy's Blessing and all the other material deck stuff necessarily to be able to make top 3. But when people are like, oh, people were opening up Slimes during the release of Slimes, and they were making top. No, they weren't. I don't know they weren't. Sylvie sucks without those 3 Dungeon Guides. She is not playable. You need Dungeon Guide.
Very strong.
Yeah.
Very strong point. Yeah, I mean, that deck, the Sylvie deck, suffers from the same problem as a lot of level 3 decks, and that getting level 3 sucks.
You know, and the problem is that, like, the reason why people can make it work when they don't draw the Dungeon Guide with the deck is because they have Covenant of Thorns, but that didn't come in the deck. Like, they're defensive options, but that's fine, it didn't come with the deck, but, like, these Recollection decks, if you're basing them on getting level 3, they need the Dungeon Guide. I don't want to hear comments like, oh, it's only $25. You're asking someone to invest $190 to start Grand Archive. That's not good, guys. We're going to keep going through this list, but, like, we're already off to a bad start here. Like, just when you take a look at the bigger picture, and whenever people say, oh, it doesn't have to be like Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! Guys, shut up. Yes, guys, just shut up. Every other trading card game, even the smaller ones, is not expensive. This is the only trading card game, I played a lot of trading card games in my life, that offered a premium deck that needed so much out of the box. Like it needs a lot of help. It's just not as good as the community likes to say it is. Okay, I wanted to put the Arasana starter deck in here. Did you buy the Arasana starter deck?
It was given to me for free to sucker me in.
How good was it? Like, was it good? Like, does she use a lot
Oh, it
of
was rough.
Everybody tells me that. Everyone says it's bad. It comes with the Cosmic Bolt, doesn't it? Like, isn't that what she needs?
Yeah, well, I mean, beginning of LC,
Yeah.
where you could only have 4 Cosmic Bolts, Polaris is not present at that time.
Yeah, how is it now? Like, if you had Polaris and the deck, like, the deck by itself, you can print out the Polaris. Could you make top... It doesn't even make top 3. Like,
It can be very, very funny and very strong if you're lucky.
All right, let me know in the comments here too. Is Arasana currently a good starter deck, or is it something that like you're gutting?
Awful.
You're gutting. Okay.
It's positively awful as a starter deck.
All right. Now, starter decks like Kongming did come with 4 Cloud Strikers, which is also pretty cool. But like when you take a look at her deck, you're like gutting like 90% of it. Like it's like a water deck, and Kongming's a pure wind mage, right? So like, it just doesn't work.
I mean, if you want to talk about starter decks that gut themselves, let's talk about Jin.
Or Diana.
Yeah. Most of those decks hated their captain.
I'm not mad at starter decks sucking because they're like, what, 10, they're $15? I don't know. Something. They're not that expensive.
20 Canadian.
20 Canadian, yeah. I mean, they're not that...
like $10 in real money or something.
They're not that expensive. I would pay $20 for the 4 Cloud Strikers by themselves, and then you get a bunch of freebies. You know what I mean? Like, starter decks are okay to suck.
Yeah. It's just when there's some that are clearly better than others is,
Now, when we say Slimes as mid, you know we're going to get into the rest of the Recollection decks and just tear them apart. Look, I get Weebs a small company. I get people like, oh, you have to buy the boxes. We're going to... No. The box... If the game sucks for you when you open that $90 box, I don't think you're going to be investing. Like, I genuinely don't think it's a good experience. Like, let's look at Tristan, and without Sadie or the dungeon guides, that deck does nothing. Remember, I don't know if you were there for the Tristan versus Sylvie Recollection tournament we had.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was on the Sylvie side.
It was so bad. When you were against a Tristan, you're like, what do you do to win?
Yeah. Actually, it's funny you say that, because like the night before we did that, and we had access to what was coming in those boxes, I looked at them. It was like, I don't not necessarily see which one was better, but just like even by looking with so little acknowledgement of what would make the decks good is like Tristan is going to need a lot more than she has in there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot of Umbra stuff too. And
oh yeah.
It's funny because like I tried like going back even with like a bunch of collections to make the Umbra side more viable. Like there's a lot of cool they look cool, the Umbra cards. But in practice you're like you don't do anything.
It suffers from the same level 3 problems as other decks where you need those dungeon guides for back to D guide.
Yeah, exactly.
Please stop.
I know. Please put the dungeon guides in, guys. I know what you're like. I've heard it before. Like we don't put them in the starter decks because like new players get confused by them. But you're releasing a premium advanced product. We can handle the dungeon guides.
I think they should at least allow for a better reprinting schedule of these core cards.
They did reprint them, yeah, but yeah,
once,
I mean
but
they
was still
reprinted,
rare.
but it was way after. It was way after those decks releases too.
Yeah,
like
they're
it's
still rare though.
Yeah. No, I agree. That's why I honestly do think it's time the Dungeon Guide plummets. Just make it so people can join the game and have fun. Because you know what the cool thing is? If I got the Dungeon Guides in there, I would have been able to build a bunch more decks. Like I think I had 4 at the time when those decks were released. I don't remember needing a 4th to play the freaking game.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I started, which was at the late ALC into the start of MRC, those Dungeon Guides were a problem for me.
Yeah.
Because, couldn't find them. They're so rare in locals. They're expensive to order online. It's a stopgap.
Yeah. It was like $15 when I started the game, because I started at like Dawn of Ashes. And like, I bought 2. I pulled one, I bought a second one. I think I pulled the 3rd one from an event pack. And then I forget how I got my 4th one, but I don't know. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the big problem is, like, because Grand Archive is so small, you can't find extras in your locals sometimes. And then, like, sometimes online they're sold out. It's a pain in the butt. Or a store only has, like, 2, not 4. It's a really big problem. And people say, join Merlin's Marketplace. A regular person doesn't know how to do that. Not everybody has Discord. We need to be a little bit more friendly. You know what I mean? Like, we need to understand that we're a small game and not everyone's going to jump through the hoops that you guys do to get your cards. Now, I want to have a little game here.
Uh-oh.
This is game time. What Recollection deck of the newest Recollection deck, so this is pre-Merlin, is the worst between Dao Chan and Guoja?
The worst?
The worst play experience. So I want to go through. We'll go through both, and you tell me. And I want you guys can play around in the comments too. Okay.
Okay, so Dao Chan versus Goja.
Dao Chan has no freaking way of winning. If you think out of the box Dao Chan had a win condition, please let me know in the comments what it was. Because it was like nothing. She was using like fractal missile or whatever. She had like nothing. She had that one counter trap that did like damage that she could like use like from memory. And then she had refracting missile. And I'm like,
which one was refracting missile?
it was like does 1 extra damage
for every Fantasia you had?
Yeah, +1.
+1?
It was a floating.
Okay, because I know there's another one that would blow up your Fantasias for more damage.
I don't think it was Burst
Asunder. And I don't think it was in there.
No, they don't have, she did not have Burst Asunder. So she had like nothing to win. There was like, I looked at the deck, I'm like, there's no way to win.
I think it's another bad case of get to level 3.
Even then, she didn't have anything on level 3. That's what made her so bad. No, that was Kong Ming.
That was Kong Ming.
Yes. I like how you're like going through the list of everything, and like you're like thinking of other decks that weren't Dao Chan because your brain can't comprehend she had nothing.
They released 2 terror decks like right after each other.
I know, but I'm just like you're like going through it because you're like no, she has to. Subconsciously, you're thinking this. You're like no, she had this. It's like no, that was the other one.
Okay.
She had nothing. Okay, but if you got the Way of Pieces and the Burst of Sunders and the fractal polar decks. I think that was everything. At least most of the cards that came in her structure deck, recollection deck, you would use, right?
Yeah.
So it sucked, but it was buildable to something else. Or we can go the Guoja route, where she was a big disjointed mess, man. Oh my gosh, Guoja. So a lot of her Norm and Luxem cards that come in her recollection deck, you don't even use in any build. No builds of Guoja used. So it's like we're probably taking out right there, like 60% of this recollection, okay? But let's say, yeah, I know, I'm being generous. But let's say you wanted to use the fire build, the actual fire cards that came in there. Well, guess what, buddy? You're going to ditch the Fabled Fatestone that came in that recollection deck, and you're switching it to the fire one. So you're taking away the centerpiece of the recollection deck. You took away, like, Donovan says probably 70-80% of the cards that came in it, along with the big boss monster. And if you wanted to play like a different element of Guoja, guess what? It's even more percent of the cards you were taking out. Like that deck was such a disaster. It was such a bad play experience. I have a hard time because like I don't what one is worse. But like the thing is okay.
I know how to make Goja win.
The Siryu made it playable out of the box, though.
Yep.
You probably weren't going to beat locals with it, but it was something you stood a chance of doing because some decks can't do it that 12 taunt. Like
I would say most can't.
Yeah, a lot of them can't. You get Dream Faired, you cry, but that's what the level 3 is for, to be fair. Of course, it'd be nicer for you, the Dungeon Guide, to get to level 3 at a reasonable time, but... yeah. So let me know in chat, too, who do you think was like the worst one? Dao Chan gave you the stables you needed and you could actually build it, but Guoja, you could, even though you're taking so much of it out, you had a way of winning with it.
Yeah. I think the Goja set came with better extra deck pieces, material deck pieces.
Yes, I know. I'm mixing up the Yu-Gi-Oh terms too. Yeah. No, I agree with you. It's funny how much we've been agreeing. Sometimes you disagree with my hot takes, but this time we're both agreeing. And I don't think that's a good sign for Weebs at all, to be honest, about my point. Okay. So remember I was talking about the Yu-Gi-Oh structure decks and everything? We're going to talk about other card games too, okay? So I want to start with Pokemon. And Pokemon...
Full disclosure, I've never played Pokemon.
Okay, you can believe me on this. You can believe me on this one, Broham. So Pokemon had this like Charizard GX deck come out, okay? And the world champion literally used this deck, the exact build, exact card list of this deck, except one card was swapped out. And I remember I was arguing with Retroplay Games, and he's like, well, it is not a competitive deck on a box, is it? I'm like, I'm pretty sure I can do very, very well with a deck that's one card short. I don't even think it was anything important. It was actually just getting a crap filler card out and putting something decent in. No. I love you, Retroplay Games, but that was a bad point. Amazing decks. Like, my daughter, who's like 8, went for her first Pokemon tournament with a Dracopult EX deck that came out. And she made top 3, and there was nothing changed in it. Then her first tournament. So, I mean, people are, okay, you're going to say, okay, I've heard people say this before, it doesn't have to be Pokemon. Okay, not every game has to be Pokemon. Let's get into Yu-Gi-Oh! Again. So for the same cost as a recollection deck, roughly the same cost, you can buy 3 Yu-Gi-Oh! Structure decks, you put them together, right? Now, I think what separates Yu-Gi-Oh! From, like, Grand Archive is that when you do this, not only do you stand a chance of, like, beating your locals, it's very enjoyable to play the deck. Like, you throw 3 Dark Worlds together, and it's great. You get you're Dark Worlding, you're virusing, you're getting rid of their hands, you're bouncing Grapha. It's great. It's a lot of fun. But, like, I've never really felt that out-of-the-box joy in this game, except for maybe, like, CL, right? Like, something powerful. Like, Grand Archive competes with other games. I mean, people have this crazy idea, like, oh, we're our own little bubble. Gundam comes out... Digimon had come out. Like, there's a lot of games coming out constantly. We need to understand that we're not the only game in town, and players leave, and we need ways of bringing new players in. And right now, that's just not good.
In practice, card game players will play 2 or 3 of them, and then they'll have another one on rotation. Which I think Grand Archive is the one on rotation for a lot of people right now.
Like, let's say they reprint Sadie in the Merlin deck, okay? I'd rather the value of my Sadie go stupidly low than all my cards going stupidly low because we got MetaZoo greedy. Like, I get it. You want boxes to keep value. I understand that's a principle, but we're way too much into the collector side of things, protecting collectors' investments, than we are attracting new players. It's out of control.
Is it really about collectors, though? Because, I mean...
I think it is. I straight up think it is. They're like, oh, we don't want our precious dungeon guides getting reprinted.
But when I was at Niagara, I got to do a bunch of trades. It was a lot of fun, honestly. But, like, all the collectors, they were after foils, like, exclusively.
People want to protect their, like, investments in their collection. Like, that's what I honestly think it is. Take a look at Fracturized. It's $25. Like, you can't really get into the water element right now. You got the Frost ones that are $8. You know, Wind's the only affordable element, debatably. I mean, if you're looking at 3 visits builds that are running like Major Cleric, like, that's out of the question.
What is that at now?
I don't want to know.
Okay.
I know it's high.
I think it actually dropped recently.
Okay, we're gonna check this. It's $35.
Oh, okay. That's down from 50. I don't think anyone would ever say it was worth $50.
No. And then Fire, I've been playing since the game started. Even Fire's out of my reach. I'm like, with Arthur, you got Rococo. I do have all the decrees. I think it's Vermilion Decree. Is that what it's called?
Vermilion is the Fire one.
Okay, yeah. So I got the Vermilions, but I'm just like... And I think that's probably this game's biggest sin, in my opinion, is that the basic elements, the basic engine of the basic elements should be a few bucks. It should not be expensive to get Arthur. It shouldn't be expensive to get Dream Fairy. Because at least if you're a new person, you can come in and build an Allies deck. Yeah, go ahead.
Would you say like Arthur and Dream Fairy are part of the engine, or is this a convenient answer?
Oh, I think they're part of the engine if you're wanting to build an Allies. I mean, Dream Fairy is absolutely part of the Wind engine. There's no debating that. Arthur, the only reason you would say no is because not every Fire deck... So, like, if you're playing Rye, you're playing Fire, you don't want to run Arthur. Likewise, you're playing Luxem, Fire Luxem, you don't run Arthur. But I'd argue outside of the Burnish decks, you want Arthur.
I mean, I've probably played Fire more than the other colors, like, in my entire 2 years now playing this game. 2 out of 3 years. What was this been out?
I think 2 years.
Oh, definitely more than 2 years.
It's been 2 years, because I think it was their second anniversary a couple months ago. Well, I don't know. We're not going to count, like, 6 months, okay? Like, there's not like a baby yet.
But, like, I don't have Arthur's. Well, I actually did just pick up a playset from Niagara, because...
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, when I pulled that CSR, I traded it for Arthur's.
Oh, no, that's understandable. That's understandable. All right.
But, like, I haven't had Arthur's until now. I've never used an Arthur in my life. And I think Fire is still very good without it.
Yeah, it is, but I'm just saying, it wouldn't hurt for it to be a couple dollars either.
Oh, absolutely. But, I mean, it wouldn't hurt for all these cards to be a couple dollars as opposed to 3 visits, 35.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, the 3 visits thing, I kind of understand to have as like a niche thing, because it's kind of like a nicher card. But on the other hand, if you want it, you shouldn't be locked into allies either. So I do think that I wish more of these basic elements were more affordable. At least getting some more reprints than what they've gotten so far. And I think, if you want to have, let's say you want to introduce something like a 3 visits, like something expensive, right? It should only be expensive for a year, and there should only be one element at a time that has an expensive card. One basic element at a time. The advanced elements, like something like Ghost of Pendragon, I get why that needs to be expensive for a bit. I mean, we're gonna get into the exception for that rule, but
I mean, this game hates its level 3 and everything related to it.
It's getting over that. It has been getting a little better. Well,
yeah.
The new Divine Relic might solve some problems. I hated it when I first read it, but I kind of thought about it.
Yeah, but I mean, Weebs has been getting better with reprints.
Yeah.
Like, Creative Shock has gotten reprinted once, twice, but like, as a common...
That's been reprinted a couple times, because I think it came in the other starter decks. I know Rye had one, remember? So Rye had the reprint.
Yeah.
And then there was one in...
But I mean, you can find them now is the thing.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Before, when I started, could not.
No. No.
That was awful. That was probably worse than not being able to find dungeon guides. So, I mean, they are getting better with the reprints. They can find the Blazing Throws and all that other garbage that gets used in every fire deck.
I agree with you to a point, but I've been finding the stuff they were reprinting were only like $10-ish cards, where something like Dream Fairy's been dropping in price, but like she was $25 for a while, and she didn't get a reprint. The fairies need a reprint.
The fairies get weaker every iteration, like every time something new releases.
Well, you're incentivized to play them right now with Sword of Shadows.
Yep.
Okay.
But I mean, with the new set just announced, they're re-releasing Beseech the Winds.
Yeah, we'll get into the event packs a little bit later down here, because I do stick up for them there too.
Yeah.
I'm not on this; they're negative here.
Yeah, like they are doing things.
I know. I wish they would do. Well, I have another idea on how to do some reprints, but I'll get into that a little bit later. I will say this though, there is not a good tier 1 or tier 2 deck that's like super budget. And you know what? In Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon, they both have had this. In Pokemon, they had Night March. In Yu-Gi-Oh, honestly, like there were a lot of decks in Yu-Gi-Oh that were at some point just really cheap to build.
Yu-Gi-Oh had a whole thing where it's just like every time something new would release, it's just like buy 3, cram it together, send it off. Like
the Chaos Dragon structure deck was freaking hilarious with how bad that, how OP that thing turned out to be. But okay, the thing is, you might be saying, well, you put 3 structure decks together, that's not very cost efficient. You don't understand that when it first came out, when it first topped, there was only one person. He didn't win the tournament, but he did really well in it. He might have actually won it, I don't remember. And those cards were dirt cheap to buy as singles, because everybody thought the Chaos structure deck sucked. You could buy it. You could have got the champions or near champions for nothing, and then the deck really popped off. It became spammed. I don't think it's a good look when Lorraine's supposed to be the star of Grand Archive, and she's one of the most expensive decks to build. You need the stupid looking glass. You need the stupid looking glass. The Cheshire Cats are $90 a piece now.
Are they really?
Yeah, they're really that.
Shit, I'm spending on $200.
You should probably. I'd say sell, but I think they're actually going to go up in value. I don't think the Looking Glass is going anywhere. We're going to talk about that. The last thing. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Sneak preview.
Now, sneak preview of the end of the video. Let's say we can't do it. They can't bring themselves to put the dungeon guides in. They can't do it. Okay. Can we at least have some tins? Can we do? Because every freaking card game does tins, and this is something Wizards of the Coast does better than Weebs, and that's saying something, because that's pretty bad. Where Wizards will do more reprints in the tins than Weebs does.
I'm thinking you mean the really high-end reprints, more D guides, right?
I'm talking about Ghost of Pendragon.
Yeah.
How great would it have been to have released a tin of Ghost of Pendragon with the release of Merlin?
It might still happen. There's a lot of things not put out there yet, but...
Well, you know what?
Probably not going to happen.
Probably not going to happen, because then it's pretty cool. You get excited. The collectors are freaking happy because their value of the cards, they will dip temporarily, but they will go back up. In Yu-Gi-Oh, Max C was a super important card. It got tinned. It got put in a tin. And I'm telling you, after those tins got, they were done getting printed, it went right back to its original value. because you needed like 3 of them. So it doesn't like tins are like, you know, the new players get them, established players can get them, and even like people who already have them can like just get more of them if they want. That's trade fodder, or maybe they want to put like maybe they have 2 Crux decks, they want to have a second set. And like, you know, like a $50 tin, the card's $50, but I don't mind doing that when I'm getting like 3 booster packs or 4 booster packs or something, because then, you know, you're getting a lot of value for the purchase. And let's say, okay, there is another way of doing this too, and that's like the Pokemon Elite Trainer boxes. So I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh! Ever had this, but what Pokemon will do is they'll release like a trainer box. So it comes with like sleeve, damage dice, tokens, booster packs, and then it gives like 2 of a bunch of different staples, like the staples but in 2s. So like there's like Pokemon that will like you played it and played, you draw your hand back to 6, let's say. It'll come with 2 of them. Like this would also be an option. It's more money than a tin. It's like a lot more money. But again, something like 2 Ghost of Pendragons, 2 Dream Fairies, 2 Snow Fairies, 2 Spark Fairy. The Spark Fairy obviously you don't need, but like it's just you know what I'm saying? Just give a bunch of like the reprints, maybe like 2 Arthurs, stuff like that. And then it gives the new player something to get with, like it complements really well with the deck. Like it complements Merlin because you get the Ghost of Pendragon. And then you're getting a bunch of elements so that you could switch Merlin to something else if you want to, or if you want to build another deck, you know what I'm saying? Like it's also very effective. I prefer tins myself, even though it's kind of more the expensive option. Because like I think 180 would be buying 2 of those Pokemon style things I was just talking about, the trainer boxes, whereas 200 would be like 4 tins of Ghost of Pendragon. Wow. I know it's a lot of money. You can buy them single though.
I guess. I mean, you release tins, people are going to start copying them out for singles.
But see, here's the thing. That's a good point. What about scalpers? Do a print on demand. Do a print on demand. Like we're going to print on demand and be like Games Workshop, because Games Workshop was really, really pissy with some of their limited edition stuff where like it got scalped. And then they're like, you know what, guys? We're reprinting them anyway. Well, I think they released a newer version. It was like the same thing, but like a new version with some like small changes, so they got around like the limited edition printing they had promised.
Yeah, I actually did keep track of that one.
Yeah,
it was very funny. Is like they did their pre-order, and scalpers obviously pre-ordered as much as they could, and then afterwards, like, oh, by the way, it's gonna be print on demand for like the next 1.5 years or something. Like,
yeah, because we do not want scalpers in this community. Like, Pokemon is a freaking mess. Like, it's so freaking bad. I can't buy freaking Pokemon cards for my freaking kid. The stupid Dragapult's like all she has because you can't find the freaking cards anywhere. I'm so upset by that.
Yeah, but it was really funny watching all the scalpers panic and trying to eBay everything they could and not.
I know. Good luck.
Some of them are still sitting on it to this day. Sucks to be them.
All right, so you mentioned the event packs. I have a mixed feeling about the new event pack announcement. Because, like, on the one hand, I'm glad we're getting some old reprints that we needed, like Beseech the Winds. I actually needed 1 more Beseech the Winds, so yay.
I don't have any, so it's probably good news for me.
I'm also happy because, like, Luxem became a nice super budget deck now. Like, the deck was only a couple dollars for, like, the rest of those cards, that besides Lightweaver's Assault. Lightweaver's Assault was only $10. Now it's probably going to be, like, $1. And, you know, you hate Luxem, but you're gonna get those Luxems like we were just assault, and be like, fine.
That was exactly my thought process.
So it'd be nice to get your locals, because some people will just play like the same deck over and over again. But like I guarantee you, those people that play the same deck over and over again, they're gonna hit the Lightweavers and be like, all right, maybe once in a while.
I've become what I hated.
Yes. Now, the problem I have with this, though, is, like, the booster box opening of Grand Archive needs some work. Like, everybody complains it's too hard to get sets of cards. Like, people open, like, the case of cards and not have, like, a complete set of some things. And the old event packs were just a great way of getting those spares that you're missing. It was a good way of budget players to get some of the newer strategy stuff, too. Like, they could start to trade, wheel, and deal. And like I said, because this game's so small, you don't always have that stuff in your community, and it's not so easy to order stuff online. And yes, I'm well aware there's a newer like card dealer for Grand Archive that like specializes in it, but let's be realistic. Me and another local person that went to buy the Wind Blessed Lookouts for Tristan, and we bought them all out. We bought 8, and they were sold out. So like, yeah, again, just a bigger card pool for a smaller game is probably the way to go. I think what they should have done was, I think it was a second event pack they released for tournaments, like it was like the Fractured Crown ones. It had like a specialty list of Dawn of Ashes and Fractured Crown, but it also had like some reprints and like a special foiling. Now, I don't think they should be like reprinting it in special foiling, but what I'm saying is that they should have just had like the list of cards they reprinted here, right? But just throw it in the complete deck card list of Distorted Reflection. So you could pull one of the old reprints as well as just pulling like a pack like normal of Distorted Reflection. Like the one of the two cards would be like a Distorted Reflection card. I think that would have been like the way to go. It would have helped out budget players, and it would have helped out collectors. Like collectors probably would have loved it.
Again, and collectors love shiny things.
Yeah, like the newer art rare stuff makes it harder to pull, but also gives you everybody the opportunity to pull the rare stuff from the newest set too. Like everybody wins in that scenario. You're seeing this down here, Donovan, in my little script. I said, in conclusion. No. We have one more thing to talk about. Because I was listening to another podcast before we started shooting. These people had opened up the Merlin Recollection deck. Okay? And guess what? Typical Weebs special where they're like, this is going to be great with Looking Glass. Like, Merlin's going to be great with Looking Glass. Like, oh, good. So I buy the Merlin Recollection deck, and they expect me to get the Looking Glass. I'm guessing because we're going to get Looking Glass, I'm probably going to need the Cheshires. And because you're also, I mean, you guys, if you buy the Merlin Recollection deck, I hope you're going to build it as a fire build. And you better hope that the fire build works as the level 1. You don't need anything, just go aggro, try to do 3 to them every turn with a stupid Sheen counter burn. Because you might need Sadie's. That's like a $30 card. Probably going to go up if you turns out you do need Sadie in the water build of Merlin or the fire build of Merlin. You're going to need the Ghost of Pendragon. Look at this. This is probably the epitome of the problem I've had with this game. These are supposed to be introductions for new players to join. They're supposed to be complete. I keep hearing people play like, oh, you know what? You expect them to be complete. Every other card game has it complete, guys. I'm sorry. It's near complete. And then you have to buy like it's like the Razor and Blade model, Like you get a razor and a blade with the razor and blade, but then when you have to get the replacement razors, that's when it costs you a lot. Like that's the thing. The Lightsworn starter, okay? The structure, like I was talking about before. Yes, you could win the top 3. You probably don't need most of the material deck cards, extra deck cards. I like how I just mixed up the vice versa.
Yeah, here we are again.
Yeah. But your Lightsworn deck is naturally going to be less optimal than someone who has the material deck stuff. Like, there's going to be situations where you want the Levier or the Sea Dragon to bring back a banished Lightsworn. There's going to be situations where you want the Black Rose Dragon because you have to Synchro Summon, you can't bring out Judgment Dragon, you want to blow up the field. Maybe you can bring out Judgment Dragon after you blow up the field. Right? While it's fine without it, you do need it.
It's going to come up eventually.
Yes, it's going to come up eventually. You should be using your top 3s whenever you win some prize money or something, or store credit, or whatever your store does, to get the upgrades for it. And that's how you can get the booster pack sales sometimes. That's how you do it. Like the Sylvie deck would have been that definition if it had the dungeon guide, because then you still need the Gaia's Blessing, you still need the Covenant of Thorns. What other splash things that people put in there? The horse thing, Kind Beast Collar.
I don't think she uses Kind Beast Collar.
Some of them will.
Yeah.
Fire Slimes do.
The more boring one, though.
Oh, Twilight Slime. You do kind of need Twilight Slime for the side.
Definitely handy.
Yeah.
But,
so you see what I'm saying?
What was the old card that'll just dig through 5 cards and lets you pull an animal or beast?
Oh, Blissful Calling?
Yeah, that one she really needed in there.
Yeah, and that was only a couple cents.
Yeah.
So yeah. See, that's what we need in the game. We need decks like Sylvie. See, this is the conclusion part now. Let's say Ghost of Pendragon was put in the Recollection deck, and it tanked Ghost of Pendragon, okay? I'd rather it tank Ghost of Pendragon than take all of my collection too, because we got too greedy and we became MetaZooed. We MetaZooed ourselves. We thought about the collectors too much, and then we don't have nobody playing, and that so many people left, and then the locals die. Like the game dies, right? So I hope you agree with me. If you disagree with me, let me know in the comments why you disagree with me. Let me know what you think about me and Donovan's podcast as a first episode. And we will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.